In this video today, I wanted to talk about how do you become a successful hairstylist? And first of all, I want to say if you were asking yourself this question, you are already on the right track. Because the truth is, there are not many very, very successful hairstylists in this industry. In fact, 80% of people who graduate cosmetology school don't end up doing hair as a career. Isn't that crazy? 80%. I mean, that's just unheard of. So it is a very good sign for your career and your success that you are actually even asking this question. So if you are in any way aware of social media at all, you know that on Instagram, there are so many very, very successful hairstylists, and looking at these people with hundreds of thousands of followers and what you assume to be a very high-end clientele, you probably think two things. You probably think, wow, it's so cool that this is even a possibility for me. And two, then you might start to second guess yourself and wonder, gosh, am I ever going to be able to get to that level? Like, all I want in this industry is to be successful. And I know that it is very challenging. So in this video, I'm going to tell you everything that it takes to become a successful hairstylist so that you are in the top 10% of the industry where I want you to be. And make sure you stick to the end because I'm going to reveal my number one thing that made me successful in this industry. So make sure you stick around for that. Well, in case you're new to my channel, my name is Lauren and I help stylists build a career they've always dreamed of since they first started in this industry. So if that is something that you are trying to do, make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell, and let's get into the 5 things you absolutely must do in order to be successful in this industry. All right, so number 1 is you need to be able to define what success looks like for you. Is it working on celebrity clients? Is it doing photo shoots for magazines? Is it having just a really loyal clientele? Is it having a lifestyle where you can be with your family and enjoy your career at the same time? Is it just actually being able to make a living and support your family? Is it becoming an educator and inspiring other hairstylists to grow? Is it perfecting a perfect skill like a graduated haircut or the perfect balayage? The first thing that you need to do is get clear about your vision and exactly what success looks like to you. And the reason why this is so important is because of a little phenomenon called shiny object syndrome. So when you're moving along in your career, social media is a thing. So we're all looking at social media for inspiration. And every new thing we learn, we think, oh my gosh, that's it. That's what I have to be doing. That's what's going to make me successful. We look at all of these stylists who have all these amazing successes, and we're like, oh my gosh, I need to do everything that they're doing, or I need to do everything that this person's doing. And this is really good. You always want to have people to look up to. However, it can be very destructive if you don't actually have your own plan and your own vision for what it looks like to be successful in your own life. Because what happens is you become so busy because you're just trying to immediately implement everything that you learn about every other person that came before you that you don't actually become really good or successful at anything. You're just kind of grasping at everything and you're hoping that one of these things is going to be the thing that gives you success. And we always talk about, comparing ourselves to other people on social media. And it can really be debilitating to your confidence when you do this because you start trying to implement everything that you're kind of seeing everybody else doing and you're not really thinking about exactly what you want. Rather than just like judging these people and saying, oh, they have success, so that's what I'm just going to follow. If you have a plan for exactly what you want and what success looks like for you, the individual, it's going to help you to not be so distracted by everything everybody else is doing. And it's going to really, really help your confidence. And it's going to help you not compare yourself so much to other people because, you have your own plan and you have your own thing that you are working on. So, all right. So number 2, once you get really clear about exactly what success looks like in your life and in your career, the next thing that you want to do is create goals and plans for achieving them. So I would recommend setting weekly goals, monthly goals, and yearly goals that all kind of direct you to achieving your ultimate goal and your ultimate vision that we talked about in the first step. So there's a few things to keep in mind when you're setting these goals for yourself. Now, of course, you're going to want to set goals that are really challenging and really big. For example, I want to make $100,000 a year. I want to charge $100 an hour for my services. So these are going to be like your really big goals that you have in order to achieve like successes that you want. But those aren't the only goals that you want to set for yourself. You also want to have milestones. So little points along the way that are kind of indicators that you are on the right track and you are probably going to meet your goals. So you just want to have those little milestones along the way. So when you say your goal is to have a fully booked high-end clientele, well, maybe your first milestone would be, I want to have 3 to 5 new inquiries a week. So you want to set little milestones for yourself based on the week, the month, and the year, and then also those really, really big goals as well. But the little milestones are just going to help you realize that you're actually moving forward and that you're actually progressing. And this gives you a lot of confidence moving forward as well. But there are going to be times where you don't meet your goals. And I feel like not a lot of people talk about this. Like a lot of people talk about their successes and all you have to do is goal set and you're going to reach your goals, and you just make sure you have really great goals and really clear goals and you're going to reach them. But gosh, there are so many goals that I have set for myself that I never even achieved. But I don't feel bad about those things because I'm able to look back and look at what I have achieved and be like, wow, I actually really excelled in this area when I didn't even expect it. And you will be very proud of yourself when you're able to look back. So don't get too down on yourself if you don't achieve certain milestones or certain goals by a specific time that you set for yourself. It's really not that big of a deal. The key is you just have to keep setting goals and make sure to look back on your efforts and what you have done and see the progress that you have made. You're going to feel so good about yourself. A lot of times when we set goals, like for the new year, everybody's, dead set on setting their New Year's resolutions and their goals for themselves. But a lot of times as we get into the year and we get into the swing of things, as you may know, when you go to a gym, it's super crowded on New Year's, and then by February, it's about right back to where it was before. So as you get into the rhythm of things, a lot of times your goals start to drop off and your habits start to drop off. So what I recommend is when you are setting your goals and you're setting those pipe dream goals, you're setting those milestone goals, you also incorporate quick wins for yourself. These are going to be things that really help you stay on track to actually completing what you started in the first place. Because if you don't have any of these quick wins and satisfactions and inspiration, that is when you start to kind of forget about your goals and not see them as important as you once did. So what do I mean by quick wins to build into your goal setting? By quick wins, I mean things that you can easily achieve no matter who you are, no matter what your circumstance is, that you can give yourself a little dose of success and keep yourself inspired and keep yourself on the right track. So things like setting the goal to read a book on a specific topic. And so many things can flow out of your mind by just reading a book on a specific topic. Like if one of your goals is, I want to be better at marketing. So research that topic, find a book that you think is really going to benefit you, and put as one of your goals to finish it. That's it. All you got to do is finish it, and you have accomplished one of the goals that you set for yourself. So that's what I mean by a quick win. And what's so great about things like this is once you read a book or once you do one of those little steps, so many things can flow from that and so many more ideas can flow from that as well. And you are just on the right track of sticking on that path that you first set out for yourself, and you're much less likely to fall off the wagon. Another thing you can do is commit yourself to a new habit for maybe a month. And a lot of times when you start forming these habits, you're able to carry them even past the month. But don't set too much pressure on yourself because remember, this is a quick win. So maybe your goal for yourself is to commit yourself to one day of binging Lauren Francis hair YouTube videos. That's another great quick win that you could do for yourself, and it's going to be very beneficial. But it's important to have those little things that you could check off your list and feel a sense of accomplishment for right away, right now. A lot of times hairstylists really struggle with self-confidence. And I really think that one of the main reasons is that they don't know how to stick to a plan for achieving their goals. And when you kind of fall off the wagon like that, you really, really lose a lot of confidence, especially when you aren't reaching your milestones. So it's just very important to keep yourself inspired by giving yourself things to do that are quick wins, like I talked about before. So here's like a little practical example for you. If one of your points of insecurity or one of your problems is that you just don't have enough clients and you're just not very busy in the salon. Or maybe you just got through a really busy season and all of a sudden it's starting to get slow and you're starting to really doubt yourself. Well, one of the things that I talk about all the time that I do is I always work on models, because working on models, first of all, it keeps me busy, it keeps my mind busy, it keeps my creativity as an artist flowing, and it allows me the freedom to do whatever I want. And of course, it helps me really promote myself amazingly. I mean, that's one of the key factors in me building a clientele from scratch every single time. And I actually have a free template for working on models and how to get models and start working on them, in the links in the description below if you wanted to check that out as well. But the point I wanted to make about working on models is, besides all of the marketing benefits and all of the promotional benefits that working on models gives you, it also just kind of takes you back to, your ultimate purpose, which is you are an artist and you love to create. And it keeps your mind busy with something that's productive during those slow times. And then before you know it, all of a sudden you have all these clients and you're busy again. And you didn't even have time to get down on yourself and lose confidence about it. So that's one thing that working on models really helped me to do as well. So again, if you want that model template, the link will be in the description below. All right, so as you move through your career, you're going to realize that some of the goals and big dreams that you had set for yourself turn out to be things that you don't really necessarily think you want anymore. And I want to tell you right now that that's okay. You are not married to your goals, and it's not a waste of time having spent all of that energy trying to pursue them. In fact, there's no way that you would know that this isn't right for you until you have started to try to pursue it first. So just to give you an example, my 2 top priorities when I became a hairdresser is I wanted to do photo shoots for magazines or for anybody, and I wanted to have celebrity clients. Now, I've had a few celebrity clients, but that's just by accident. And I've done lots of awesome photo shoots, but I never was doing it to a huge capacity where that was my main career and that was my main job. But you wouldn't look at me and say, oh, Lauren, she really failed. She's not that successful. So I just want to remind you that you aren't married to these goals, but it's always cool to pursue them. And it's not a waste of time, because the things that I've learned from trying to pursue those things, first of all, number one, taught me that that's not exactly the direction I want to go in, but also gave me some really valuable skills for helping me achieve the things that I have achieved and which now are my purpose in the industry. So number 3 is going to be that you want to kind of reevaluate, and you want to reevaluate every week, every month, and every year. Take a look at all of your goals, and you want to reevaluate your major goals maybe once a year, because you want to give yourself enough time. Make sure that you've kind of pursued these things as far as you could possibly take them before deciding that maybe it's not the right thing for you. You don't want to just kind of try it, for a few months and it's not working out, so I'm over it. You want to really dedicate yourself to pursuing these things. And the reason you stop shouldn't be that you just couldn't do it, because that means you just got to keep going. It should be that, you know what? I've kind of gotten a feel for this and I don't think this is really what I want. So make sure you drop the things that you feel like are not going to be exactly what you want out of this career, and you hang on to the things that definitely are. And number 4, you're going to think I'm so silly for saying this, but number 4 is you want to not quit. And I know that is also very intuitive, but the fact is, like I said before, 80% of people who graduate cosmetology school do not end up being hairdressers. There are so many people who quit this industry. And the thing is a lot of people don't realize this. It is a very, very tough industry, and only about 10% of people in this industry are actually making really decent money. So it's no wonder why so many people drop out. However, the only ones that make it into that top percent are the ones that don't quit. So make sure to just keep being persistent. And the way that you do that is by the things that I talked about before. Making sure that you have a clear idea of what success looks like to you. That way, you are not so distracted by all of the other people on social media who you feel like have all of the things that you want, but really you've never even really thought about what you actually want. And so you don't want to be distracted by all of those things and compare yourself to other people. And so by having a really clear vision of what success looks like to you, you're going to be able to stay confident and stay focused. And then number 2 is you want to set goals to help yourself achieve those things that you want out of your career. And you want to set weekly, monthly, and yearly goals. And not just big goals, not just milestones, but you want to make sure it's really important to have those quick wins like we talked about before, because that's what's going to keep you inspired and keep you on track with your goals. And then you are going to learn so much about yourself that you may find that some of these things you originally thought were your goals are not your goals anymore. So make sure to forgive yourself. It's okay. You are not married to these things. Give yourself that time to reevaluate every single year. So in the beginning of the video, I told you that I would tell you guys my one thing that I believe was the key factor in contributing to my success as a hairstylist, and that is my family. My family looks at me and they think that no matter what ideas I come up with, they believe that I will be able to achieve it, and they support me through it. Not only do they say, yeah, Lauren, you got this, go for it. They help me through my struggles, and they take actions to actually help support me. And I am so very blessed for that. But I realize that I am very lucky, and not everybody has control over who their family is. And so I have to say my number one support system is my husband. And you may not be able to control who your family is, but you can control who your husband is or who your wife is. And I am so grateful to my husband. He has been my videographer. He has been my assistant. He has been my support system. When I wake up in the middle of the night thinking, I'm not good enough for this, why am I even doing this? I'm gonna quit. He's there to keep pushing me through. And I'm so grateful to you, Steven. I love you so much. So it's very important that you have a support system. And there's some things that you can't control about the people around you, but there are some relationships that you can control. So make sure that you focus on those, you get out of toxic relationships, and you put people around you who don't just say, yeah, you go for it, you can do it, but who actually maneuver their own lives to support you. And listen, not everything's about you, but you know someone's truly supportive when they actually make efforts to take action to support you and not just tell you they support you. And that's my main point in telling you that. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for watching these videos. And if you're watching this video right now, I want to shout you out on Instagram. So take a screenshot from this video, tag me in your stories, let me know that you're watching it, and I will actually repost you on my stories and give you a little shout out. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to also share it with your stylist best friend and help them benefit from what I'm doing here on this channel as well. I also have so many amazing resources for you guys, and you're gonna wanna check those out in the links in the description below. And make sure to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Otherwise, you won't actually be notified about new videos. So make sure to hit that notification bell. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, my name is Lauren, and I will see you in the next one.